The pressure surrounding this moment continues to swell as the WNBA's bold salary offer collides with a rapidly shifting basketball world. What began as a surprising announcement has now become the centerpiece of a much larger, high-stakes struggle for survival, identity, and long-term power. The league may have unveiled numbers that look historic on paper, but beneath those figures lies a complex network of uncertainty, urgency, and quiet desperation. Because this isn't just a raise. This is a defensive strategy, a shield being raised in real time against a storm that has already arrived. And as fans, players, and insiders look beyond the headlines, the reality becomes clear. This is no longer simply a negotiation. This is a race. The WNBA has been pushed into a corner it never expected to face this soon. The rise of Project B has accelerated every weakness the league has tried to fix slowly over the years. Pay disparities, inconsistent travel accommodations, uneven franchise standards, tight salary caps, lack of roster space, and financial models that rely heavily on a handful of stars, all of these issues were already difficult to navigate. But once Project B began offering life-changing money and securing real signatures, the clock started ticking faster than ever. The WNBA knows that today's players are not the same as the athletes who accepted financial limitations in the past. They are global icons, social media phenomena, and cultural leaders. They understand their value. They know how much money they generate. And they know what they deserve. That is why the new CBA proposal arrived with such force. It wasn't a gesture. It was a warning flare. A signal that the league is willing to push beyond its comfort zone to ensure its stars stay exactly where they are. But the simplicity ends there. Because while the WNBA may have opened the door with higher salaries, players are now asking deeper questions that money alone cannot answer. They want to know what the future looks like. They want security, respect, and a league structure that reflects the modern sports landscape. And many are no longer willing to accept half measures or distant promises. Behind closed doors, conversations among players have evolved dramatically. Not long ago, the central discussion revolved around improved pay, larger bonuses, and better benefits. Now the tone has shifted to long-term sustainability. How will these growing salaries be funded over the next decade? Will the league guarantee charter flights after one season, or will that burden fall back on only the top franchises? Will smaller market teams survive the rising financial expectations? Players want answers, not because they're questioning the raise, but because they understand that without stability, this moment could become a brief spike instead of a meaningful era of growth. This tension has also reached ownership groups. While fans cheered at the idea of million-dollar salaries, many owners were quietly calculating future balance sheets. Every new salary figure requires long-term commitment, and teams that already operate with limited resources feel the pressure mounting. Expansion teams, especially Toronto and Portland, are now watching the negotiation process unfold with a sense of urgency. Their entire future depends on the structure of this new CBA. They cannot complete rosters, cannot finalize their budgets, and cannot move forward until the financial foundation of the league is fully set. Enthusiasm surrounds both franchises, but ambition must be matched with clear operational rules. Until those arrive, everything remains frozen. As the layers of this situation unfold, one truth rises above the rest. Project B has altered the psychology of the sport in a way the WNBA has never experienced. For the first time, players have genuine leverage. Not symbolic leverage. Real leverage backed by money and opportunity. For years, overseas leagues supplied supplemental income, but never posed a serious threat to the WNBA's standing. Project B is different. It offers massive paychecks, international marketing campaigns, and treatment that rivals men's professional leagues. It also doesn't demand that players strain their bodies year-round. With only one season of play, the wear and tear decreases, recovery increases, and the overall lifestyle improves. And this is where the WNBA faces its most dangerous vulnerability. Because when a player no longer needs the WNBA to survive financially, participation becomes a choice. If enough players choose rest, recovery, or simply decide to prioritize their well-being after completing a season with Project B, the league could face an unprecedented talent shortage. Imagine a season where multiple stars, for reasons unrelated to contract disputes, simply decide to sit out. The impact would be immediate, severe, and deeply felt from ticket sales to national broadcasts. The league has always marketed itself through its brightest names. If those names disappear, even temporarily, the foundation wobbles. This is why Caitlin Clark's presence looms over every decision, even when her name is not explicitly mentioned. She is the gravitational center pulling the league forward in viewership, attendance, sponsorships, and national relevance. The WNBA's rapid response with higher salaries reflects an awareness that the league cannot afford to lose momentum, not even for a short stretch. Clark's injuries earlier in the season revealed exactly how delicate that momentum is. Her absence created uncertainty. Uncertainty created hesitation. And hesitation is something the league cannot afford right now. Players across the league are watching this very dynamic closely. The raise feels like progress, but it also signals vulnerability. Some are hopeful, seeing the proposal as a long-awaited acknowledgement of their value. Others are cautious, questioning whether these promises are sustainable or if they were simply rushed through to slow Project B's advance. The divide isn't hostile, but it is reflective of a growing awareness that every player must think long-term. The decision is no longer just about loyalty to the league. It is about legacy, financial security, and how they want the future of the sport to look. Fans are processing this shift in their own way. Some are excited, believing the WNBA is on the verge of a historic leap. Others fear the league is stretching itself too thin without the infrastructure to guarantee stability. The introduction of Project B has sparked new debates about value, opportunity, and the true potential of women's basketball when properly funded. For the first time, fans are witnessing what happens when competition enters a space that has been uncontested for years. Competition forces evolution, but it can also force collapse. As negotiations continue and the salary structure becomes clearer, one thing is certain. This moment will define the next decade of the sport. The WNBA has taken a bold step. But bold steps only matter when they lead to secure ground. Project B is rising faster than anyone predicted. Players are more empowered than ever before. And the league finds itself fighting for its identity, its stars, and its future all at once. The true test is not whether the WNBA can offer more money. It is whether it can offer a vision strong enough to keep its brightest athletes committed long-term. That is the battle unfolding now, and every decision from here will shape the next chapter of women's basketball. If you've been following this story and want to stay ahead of every twist as this drama unfolds, make sure you hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more. Do you think this new salary proposal is enough to keep stars from jumping to Project B? Will the WNBA rise to the challenge, or is a major shakeup coming? Let me know below, and stay tuned for the next deep dive.